Hello, my name is Melissa and I'm here to teach you a 30-minute mat class with the foam roller. One of the many things I love about the foam roller is that not only can it provide a challenge, but it's very helpful to help you loosen out the muscles, regain some of that stretch and flexibility. Because you should know, as important as it is for you to work out and get your muscles stronger, it's equally as important to make sure that they're also flexible so that we're not walking around all stiff like robots. Anyway, so I'm using a foam roller that's pretty soft density. Personally, that's, what I like to work with best. You can definitely use something that would be maybe like a little medium density resistance. I definitely wouldn't go with something like super hard because then it may just might actually be painful for some of the positions that we'll be doing. But anyway, so let's get started. So I like for you to just place your foam roller right on your lap, here on your thighs. You're gonna begin standing nice and straight. Just take a moment to take a nice deep inhale. And then on your exhale, just allow those shoulders to relax down your back, allowing all that air to exit. Take one more deep inhale here. And feel your position in space. Are your feet parallel? Are they pointing right in front of you, right underneath your hips? Are your shoulders still nice and relaxed? Is your pelvis in a nice neutral position? If you're not quite sure of how to get there, just make sure that you can just press your tailbone away and then slowly bring it in. You can exaggerate that movement and then slowly begin to make it shorter or smaller and smaller until you find that nice position right in the center. Take a nice deep inhale here again. And then on the exhale, you're going to begin to drop your chin towards your chest. Think of scooping through the belly as you allow that foam roller to just come further down on your legs, keeping a soft bend on the knees so that we don't hyperextend. Relaxing through the neck, inhale at the bottom, and then exhale slowly again. Begin to roll up bone by bone. The goal here is not to go super fast, but to really get that engagement of each vertebrae so you can begin to feel that release, regain that flexibility on the spine so you can allow free movement. At the bottom again, and then on your exhale, you're going to slowly begin to roll up bone by bone, head arriving last. This next time we're going to come all the way down. I'll come to the side so you can take a look. Inhale at the top. And exhale slowly again, engaging the abs in. Slowly exhaling. Keeping that abdominal connection. Careful, you're going to bring the foam roller towards the floor. I want you to come all the way down into a kneeling position. So you're going to be in a quadruped position, trying to maintain that foam roller. Wrist right underneath you. And this can get a little risky, especially because the foam roller may roll back. So make sure that you think of sending that foam roller away. That's going to do two things. Elongate the front of your wrist, and it's going to make you activate through your lats. So go there. Abs are going to be in. Think of bringing those knees underneath your hips. And then from here, we're just going to continue into that spinal articulation and warming it up. So as you inhale, I want you to send the tailbone out. Think of the shoulders back and down and keeping the back of your neck nice and long, not this. As you exhale, begin to C-curve the spine under. Think of sending those ribs up towards the ceiling and gazing into your thighs. Inhale again as you send the tailbone back. Going through your cat-cow stretch here. And exhale. Inhale once more. Really allowing your spine to feel that freedom of movement. And exhale. As you do this, I'm going to ask you to bring your feet together, knees apart as we sit back into a child's pose. And we're going to continue the same movement. This time we're actually going to allow for more movement in our shoulders. So as you inhale, I want you to begin to send the foam roller away. Feeling that nice stretch through the chest. And as you exhale again, slowly begin by C-curving the spine, rebuilding through the abs. And And bring the foam roller all the way in. So you're hearing your nice C curve as you exhale. Send that tailbone away. As you begin to send that foam roller out, making sure that you don't collapse through your chest. So still keep thinking of sending that sternum up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale again, C curve through the spine. First, so bring that tailbone slightly under. Continue C curving. Abs are in. As you come back up, the hips can come back up as well. And exhale one more time. Here you can play with your hand position. Pinkies down might give you an easier chance to open up through that chest. And then keeping the hips down, this time I just want you to still C-curve that spine, bring that tailbone in, and then you're going to begin to slowly roll all the way up. From here, we're going to get some lateral rotation as well. So I want you to bring both hands towards one corner of your foam roller. And really be careful here with the hand that's reaching over. Make sure that that shoulder stays back and down. Inhale to prepare. As you exhale, begin to send that foam roller where you will feel a nice stretch down your side body. And again, remember, don't let that chest collapse down. And as you exhale, begin to round up, up, up. Bone by bone. This time we're going to leave those hips down. Inhale as you reach out. And exhale, bring it in. Really think of trying to maintain that opposite shoulder down and that opposite hip down as well. Last one. And exhale, bring it in. Feeling a nice release through the low back. Let's do the other side 3 times here. So we inhale as we reach up and over. Keeping the back of the neck nice and long still. And then exhale, begin to C-curve. Bring that foam roller in, feeling a nice stretch through the whole side body here. And I like to begin my workouts with a nice warm up here. Like I said, bringing that flexibility to the muscle because then we get to get more work out of it. We engage better because then our body doesn't feel like it has to compensate for tightness in the body. One more. Bring it through the center and let's go one last time. Palms facing each other. Think of that breastbone pressing up towards the ceiling and then exhale slowly, slowly, slowly. Begin to roll all the way up. Alrighty. Our spine should be nice and warm. So we're going to go for a little bit of a challenge here. No, foam rollers definitely going to make this a little bit more challenging today. So at any point, if this is compromising your form, you can totally push it away and then grab it for the next set of exercises. So we'll try to begin in that nice quadruped position. My abs are engaged. My shoulders are pulling back and down. My back should be flat. I keep thinking of sending that sternum up towards the ceiling to prepare to go into my plank. My toes are going to be curled down there. I'm going to take a nice deep inhale to prepare and keep thinking of sending that foam roller away. And as I exhale, I just want you to hover your knees off, maintaining that chest nice and open. Inhale, and then exhale, slowly bring those knees down. Good. Now we're going to walk into that plank. Inhale to prepare. Keep the back of your neck nice and long on the exhale. Begin by hovering the knees off. You can walk one leg out, then the other. You're going to hold here, trying to keep those elbows nice and soft. Think of those arms wrapping right around the bones. Inhale. Exhale, you're going to bring one knee down, and then the other. If this is starting to get into your wrist, we have a way of modifying of coming down into your forearms. I like to make like a little tripod here. Otherwise, you can stay up on your full arm plank. Inhale to prepare. On the exhale, curl the toes under. Hover the knees off. Go into that full arm plank. From here, I want you to micro bend the knees and lengthen. Keep thinking of sending that sternum up towards the ceiling. Maintaining the back of your neck nice and long. We have 5 more. And again, take any breaks if you need to. It's always better to stop and regain your best form for 3 and 2. As you can tell, those are hard for me as well. Last one, hold it. And carefully bring it all the way in. Let's go back into a child's pose again. Heels together, toes apart. As we send the arms back out. Nice deep inhale. And on the exhale, we're going to begin to bring that foam roller towards us, articulating through the spine. Very good. Definitely feeling warm through the whole body. Now, we're gonna focus a little bit more on abs and glutes. So, we'll begin by placing that foam roller right in front of us one more time. And I want you to place your feet on top of it. You're gonna lay all the way down on your supine position. Your gaze should be straight up towards the ceiling. And sometimes being in the supine position, if I ask you to press your hands down onto the mat, a lot of people may tend to puff their chest up, and then in turn that may affect their low back. So if that tends to happen to you, try being with your pinkies down on the mat. Sometimes that may allow for the chest to open without popping out through the ribs. If that still doesn't quite help, try bringing your arms in. So if you have your bent elbow, usually that will help facilitate that. Another thing that I see a lot will be people gazing towards the back, so it's going to create tension in your neck. Who needs extra tension? Nobody. I sure don't. So you're going to bring that chin slightly down, trying to maintain that length on the back of the neck. Make sure that that foam roller is coming a little bit closer towards your seat, that your feet are secure on top of it. Take a nice deep inhale to prepare, and then as you exhale, you're going to begin to think of bringing that pubic bone towards your nose. As you begin to lift up your pelvis up towards the ceiling, you're going to inhale at the top, try to maintain those ribs in, and exhale slowly, begin to articulate. Down, down, down with control. These are our pelvic curls. Inhale to prepare. Exhale again, slowly begin to C-curve that spine, bringing it up, up, up towards the ceiling. Hold it at the top. And exhale, slowly begin to roll down, down, down with control. And that foam roller, you can feel it, at least for me personally, trembling underneath my feet. So I have to make sure that my hamstrings are working very hard in order for me to not just have the foam roller go rolling away from me. And exhale, slowly come down, down, down with control. We have one more time. Inhale to prepare. Then exhale, slowly begin to come all the way up towards the ceiling. Inhale at the top. And again, last time we're going to try to really focus on that articulation. Every little piece of your spine, lowering down onto the ground. Okay, so that's our pelvic curl, which is great to work on the flexibility of the low back if you suffer from any low back pain. Then we're going to work on the stabilization. So find that neutral spine again, laying down, shoulders down, tailbone is heavy into the ground, and you should feel a small space underneath the small of your waist here. Again, inhale to prepare, and then as you exhale without changing here, we're not going to articulate, you're just going to bring your hips up towards the ceiling, hold, and keep the same shape as you come down. We'll make it more dynamic. So we lift and lower. Exhale, lift and lower. 4 and lower. 3, keep thinking of dragging those heels towards your seat. We have 2 more. Keep thinking of the length of the back of the neck. Last one, we're going to hold it up here. Just your right hip is going to dip an inch and lift and lower. And lift, keeping those abs in. So now your oblique has to work here a little bit harder to keep you stable. 2, glute as well. Last one, you're going to hold it here. Now just the left. Little dip and lift. And dip and lift. Keep thinking of the integrity of your abs here. Maintaining that back nice and safe. For 2. Last one, you're going to hold. And slowly now we're going to articulate down, down, down with control. 1 vertebra at a time. Last thing here for now, we're going to make those hamstrings scream a little bit, but very good for you. Inhale to prepare. As you exhale, you're going to begin to round up through that spine. Come up towards your little bridge. And you're going to allow the foam roller to go away from you a few inches and come back in. In, out, exhale, in. Try to keep those hips nice and high if you can. I know mine want to collapse. For 3 and 2, and that foam roller just keeps going away and away. Last one, bring it in. Inhale, hold at the top, ribs in, and exhale, slowly, slowly, slowly. Come down, down, down with control. Whew. Very good. From here, you can allow the legs to just come out. You can point and flex through the foot. You can bring one knee into your chest, flex that foot and just press it up towards the ceiling and allow it to fall back down. And lift. And back down. Let's switch it. Allowing those hamstrings to, again, open up. Last time. And bring it back in. Alrighty. We'll leave these guys alone for just a tiny little bit. We're going to make those abs warm up. I want you to bring your hands behind your head. And when we do this, sometimes we have a tendency of wanting to keep those elbows super wide, which works for some people. But for most of us, think of bringing, again, those shoulders back and down. And those elbows are kind of like looking into each other. Your hands are really cradling your head so that your neck's not the one working here. We're going to take an inhale to prepare. On the exhale, maintain that nice heavy tailbone into the mat. And we're going to exhale to come back up into our abdominal curl. And inhale as we roll back. And exhale. Take one more inhale. Here we're going to do 6 more of these for a total of 8. And again, go slow. Think of the articulation now of the thoracic spine as you lift. Keep pressing your head back into your hands. As you do that exhale, think of fogging up a mirror. What that does is that it relaxes your neck and it makes those ribs try to cinch in together and those abs to connect. Next time we're going to come up and hold. I want you to reach behind your thighs. See if you can bring yourself up a little bit higher. Maintain this height. Hands come behind the head. And you come back down for 3. And exhale as you come up. You reach, widen the elbows to bring yourself a little bit higher. Hands behind the head. And come back down as you can tell they're hot. And 2. And reach, reach, reach. Maintain that scoop in the belly. Last one. Reach behind the thighs. Pull up, hold it. Bring it here. And lower it back down. Very nice. This time, the hands are going to reach up towards the ceiling. You're going to inhale to prepare. We're going to go into our hundreds. This would be a position that's very, very safe for everyone to start in. Inhale to prepare. On the exhale, chin to your chest as you begin to bow up. Hands are by your hips. You're going to begin to pump. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. And inhale. Take a moment to make sure that that pumping action is coming right from your lats, not from your shoulders. From here, if you wish to challenge, you could begin to lengthen the foam roller out. Maybe bring one knee into tabletop. Maybe the other knee to tabletop. Maybe the legs up towards the ceiling. And exhale. Could begin to play as you lower the legs down towards the diagonal, only going as far as you don't feel any change on your abs or on your back. You could play with this. You could exhale as you bring the legs in. Inhale as you lower back down. And exhale. And inhale. Or maintain your feet on the foam roller. Go to where you feel the work in your abs, not a pressure on your low back. Last one. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. I bend one knee, then the other. Find that foam roller. Extend my legs out. Look side to side to make sure that we haven't created any tension on the neck. Okay, little challenge here with a roll up now. For this, I want you to bring your arms up and overhead. Again, think of those shoulders back and down. And as I bring my arms up overhead, we have a tendency to allow the ribs to pop. So make sure that your ribs stay down on the mat. Maybe you bring your arms a little bit higher. So only go as far back until you don't totally splay your ribs out. Inhale to prepare. Think of the heels or your feet pressing into that foam roller. As you exhale, you're going to bring your chin to your chest and you're going to continue to try to frame your face as you reach up and over, reaching for your toes. Legs are active. Inhale, make sure the shoulders are back and down and your hands should be in line with your ears. And as you exhale, slowly, slowly, slowly begin to roll down, down, down. Think of articulating your spine, one vertebra at a time. Inhale. And exhale. We begin to come back up again. And reaching. And slowly rolling down, down, down with control. If you're having a hard time with your roll-ups, bring your feet in. Let your legs help you as a lever. As you exhale, chin to chest. You could reach for your thighs and then begin to lengthen your legs out. Allow them to assist you. The roll-ups, it's definitely an abdominal exercise, but really we want to focus on getting that nice spinal articulation. Really try to get every little segment to come up, and we'll stay up here for just a little bit. Okay. The next thing I want to work on today with you is going to be some sideline series work for the tush. Okay, so, sorry, especially after roll-ups, take a moment to adjust your pants. They do like to travel down a bit. Alrighty, so you're going to place the foam roller still here on this horizontal position. Now though, I want you to bring it right underneath your hip. For here, we're going to come down on our elbow and find a spot. Sometimes there's a bursa right here on the side of the hip. Sometimes that can be a little bit painful. So just find a good spot for you here. And the other thing that I also want to, if you have maybe some padding, you can also put some padding on the foam roller. Okay, my other hand is going to be on top of the foam roller, again, trying to maintain that wrist nice and long. So from here, I'm going to inhale to prepare, and then on the exhale, I'm going to bring both legs up, activating through my side body. From here, my top leg, I want you to think as if I'm reaching it further away from my ribs, and as if I could get that top foot longer than my bottom foot. Flex your top foot. You're going to inhale to press it forward and sweep it back. Make sure that you keep it hip distance, not hip distance, but hip height, sorry. And back. And only going as far back until you can feel that glute engaging, not so much that you lose the work. For 3, and back. In 2, back. Last one, back. You're gonna hold it there. Flex that foot again, and we're just gonna lift, point lower, and flex, lift, and point lower. And again, only come up as high as you can still feel that length on the top of the hip. So we're not collapsing into it. For 3, and 2, last one. Hold it up here. Keep flexing that foot. You're gonna bend the knee in and press it back into the diagonal. In and back. So it's coming almost in at an angle, and press it back. We have 4 more. And 3, for 2, last one, press it back, bring it back in front of you. Now from here, you're gonna bend it in and rest it back down. I'm gonna do a little bit of sideline work here. Bottom leg's gonna be bent, top leg is gonna be lengthening, and again, we're into that nice hip stack position. For here, we have 2 options. You can keep this bottom hand down. Top hand's going to come behind your head, and think of pressing that head against your head again, just like when we're doing our abdominal curls. Shoulder's going to come back down. If you're feeling a little feisty today, maybe you bring both hands up. Otherwise, you can totally keep it down here. What's going to happen, and we're going to think of reaching up and over, exhale to come up and over, exhale. A lot of obliques here. 3, and 2. Last one. You're gonna reach it up and over and get that nice, delicious stretch. Ooh. Beautiful. You're gonna come back into that hands and knees position again. And we're going to inhale to send that foam roller out, keeping that chest open just like how we did at the beginning. And exhale, bring it all the way back in. I'm going to switch the foam roller to the other side. And this will be our transition. So, again, starting with our sideline work. So place the foam roller right underneath your hips. Come down into that elbow. Make sure that you're actively pushing away from that elbow, maintaining your neck in line. And from here, again, finding that sweet spot where you can place that foam roller and it doesn't bother your hip. Exhale, both legs come up. We can have both feet flexed or just the top one. Think of sending that top hip away from you. Hand can be in front of you or on top of the foam roller. From here, you're gonna inhale to kick it forward. Exhale, sweep it back. And only going as far back until you feel that point, right where you feel that glute kick in. Get even more engaged. Nice. So we'll do 5 more here. And exhale, reach. Inhale, forward. Exhale, reach. For 3, shoulders back and down. Gotta keep catching myself on that, and I just felt my bottom leg when I touched the ground. Last one. Reach it, keep it forward. From here, you're gonna flex to lift, point to lower. Lift and lower. Good. We have 5 more, and again, keep thinking of sending that top hip away. Finding the length from your ribs to your hip. For 2. Last one. Keep it forward. You're gonna flex that knee and bring it in almost at an angle and press it back. In and back. Try to maintain the stability in your upper body. 5 more. You have 4. And 3. Oops, there goes that bottom leg again. 2. Last one. And bring it all the way down. Foam roller comes right on the side body. And again, bottom knee is gonna be bent. Top leg, it's lengthened away from you. Bottom hand, like I said, it can remain here. You could just like press up a little bit more. That'll probably make you work a little bit more tricep. My focus though is to get those obliques. So, top hand's gonna come back and behind your head. I want you to think of pressing that hand on top against your head, pressing your head against your hand again. Think of that shoulder blade back and down. Now, if possible, come back up. So from here, the emphasis is going to be lift and think of reaching up and over. And lift. As much as you can, try to maintain those hips nice and stacked. For 3, 2, exhale. Last one. Come back down, reach your hand up and over. Get that yummy, yummy stretch. Nice deep inhale. Nice deep exhale. And come back up. Alrighty, we're gonna do a little bit of more work for our scapula. We all need this. We tend to be super tight in the chest, and then sometimes we get all that pain here and in the neck and shoulder area, really our trapezius muscle. So we're gonna try to strengthen that. So now I want you to come into your prone position. That's gonna be belly on the mat. And let me adjust this receiver. Okay, whenever you're on the floor, I want you to remember your legs. If you experience any pain in your low back, try to keep your legs as far apart, as comfortable as possible. Otherwise, you can bring them together. Your pelvis, I want it to be heavy into the mat so that tailbone's almost slightly tucked under. So your glutes should already be active. And that belly button, as if there was a little ice cube underneath your belly button, you don't want to touch it. So your abs are already engaged. Hands are going to be reaching long. You're going to take a nice deep inhale, back of your neck, it's nice and long. And if you feel comfortable, rest your head down on the ground. We're only going to begin with some scapular protection and retraction. So I want you to think of pushing that foam roller away. This time, even allow your shoulders come up to your ears. And then exhale, initiating the movement right from your lats, from your scapula. Shoulder blades begin to bring the foam roller back in. And press it out. And really think, engage as you bring it back in. As we're doing this, do not forget about that belly button being lifted so your abs stay active. and your pelvis being still pressing into the ground. One more, and then we're gonna add on. This next exercise, we call it Swan in Pilates or Cobra for yoga. So we'll begin by sending that foam roller out. Then really think of bringing that scapula down so your shoulders are down. You're gonna inhale as if you were rolling out a marble with your nose, and you're gonna begin to lift up and only come up as high as you can with your upper body. Once you can no longer get any more height, maintaining the back of your neck nice and long, you're gonna press your hands into that foam roller and allow yourself to come up a little bit higher, maintaining the abs in. Exhale, you're gonna come back down. And just like what we were articulating in our roll down and in our roll up, think of articulating through the front of your spine now, through your front body. And slowly come down, down, down. Inhale. Exhale, reach it back up. Making sure that you're not putting any undue stress onto your low back. Last one, pelvis is active. Glutes are active here, legs are reaching. And back down. One more time, we're gonna come back up. You're gonna hold it. I want you to look towards one side, come through the center, look towards the other side. Come through the center and exhale slowly. Roll it out, out, out with control. From here, carefully, you're gonna sit back into your child's pose one more time. Take a nice deep inhale. And exhale slowly, slowly, slowly. Roll it all the way up. I would like to take a quick little time here just to kind of walk you through a couple of stretches. That was a quick little workout. I just feel like it touches just about on everything. Getting your flexion, extension, glute work for sure. We all like that. A little bit of abdominal. And just really trying to find that flexibility to keep our spine healthy. Another thing that I think is super important is to roll out those glutes. May not feel super comfortable at first, but it's something that I definitely recommend we all do. So I'm gonna do it facing you. So you'll begin by sitting on top of the foam roller. You will bring your hands behind you. I like to have my fingers reaching to or pointing towards the back, keeping that chest open and the abs just slightly engaged. Cross one foot on top of the other, and then you lean towards that glute, and you would just basically here try to find anywhere where the tissue feel like you need to have a little bit of a release. If you're doing circles, I always suggest switching directions or just finding a spot, but getting only to a point where you feel a stretch and a release and not pain. Then you will come through center and do the other side. The reason why we don't want you to get to a point where you feel pain and pinching, it's because then the body just tends to send more tissue to repair those areas where it feels like your body needs help with. So it sends more collagen, more plasma, which in turn will create more scar tissue or more trigger points, and then you're gonna have super tight areas again. Okay, come back through the center, and then carefully you will roll down, and again, take your time. I'm only kind of rushing through them so you can just have those little weapons in your toy arsenal to like take care of your muscles. The next one, bring the foam roller underneath your knees. You will lay all the way down, and then bridge your hips up to place that foam roller right underneath your sacrum, so under the flat space, the flat spot on your back. Again, abs slightly engaged. You will bring one knee to tabletop at a time. This one usually works really well right after you've been rolling your glutes, because now you know which areas need that extra care. So we just drop your knee side to side. You would pick one side, and then like in my case, I'm on my left. Only my left knee would draw tiny circles here. And again, I would know which areas to go for and reverse. And then do your right, little circles in reverse. From here, yummy hip flexor stretch. Front of your hips, bring one leg in as the other one reaches up towards the ceiling, and allow that leg to fall all the way down. Really opening through the front of the hip. You can do tiny little knee stirs with the bent knee. Always reverse that if you decide to do it. Then carefully bring the other knee in. Hold it towards your chest. Other leg will go up towards the ceiling and open up. And again, draw those little knee stirs. In reverse. Both knees in. Carefully always placing one foot down at a time and rolling up. Again, here you could just like stay down here. And I wish this video was super much longer. And if we just want to finish fancy, arms up towards the ceiling, doing that last roll up. And on the exhale, chin to the chest as you allow yourself to come all the way up. Again, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I hope that you find it helpful and hopefully a little bit of challenging. And hopefully I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.